Hi, I'm Ashleigh C reporting for Kids First, and joining me today is author, writer, screenwriter, playwright, actor, singer-songwriter, director, and producer Arlette Thomas-Fletcher. With her is actor Lamont Easter, known for his roles in many notable shows, including Netflix's House of Cards and Madame Secretary, as well as the film The Lonesome Trail, which we are discussing today. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
So, Miss Fletcher, I would like to start with you. So, after writing the book, The Lonesome Trail, what was it like to see the words that you wrote come to life as a film?
Well, it was very exciting to actually see everything come together. I actually started writing the book before I started the film, but then I got caught up in what I was writing and started writing the screenplay and started writing treatments. And then I decided I was going to produce this film because it just was, the characters were so wonderful and I really wanted to see it come to life.
Yeah, and I can't ask this question without asking, what's your favorite book to movie?
What's my favorite book to movie? Well, I am a Christian person, but I would have to say The Godfather.
Ah, okay.
I am sorry. I love that movie so much, and the trilogy and all of that. That was a gripping story. So that has nothing to do with Westerns at all.
Well, it's a classic. And
It
Lamont,
is.
yes.
It is.
Lamont, not only are you a phenomenal actor throughout this film, but you were also its still photographer. How did you manage both roles?
Well, I just helped out with some still photography. I'm always, at that time, people knew me for taking pictures and doing my self-promotion. So I was always with the camera in my hand.
Okay, cool. And Miss Thomas-Fletcher, with Bill Barnaby's character, how did you want audiences to relate to him?
I really wanted audiences to love that man. I felt like he was just a very high energy, friendly guy, but he was no nonsense on one end, but he was very friendly and easygoing. And I wanted that to come across. And Lamont Easter did such a great job with it. I really wanted that character to be electric. And I really wanted the relationship between the family and the preacher to really be genuine. And they really, were able to bring that across. And audiences, I wanted them to feel the family connection between the characters and then the relationship that he had with the preacher as a friend.
Yeah, and I personally, I got that from his character as well. And Lamont, you passionately play Bill Barnaby. As an actor, how did you prepare to play this role?
Well, actually, and that was my first role in a full feature film. So it was a journey, and I worked mainly with Arlette to go on that journey. And we literally, in her study, as we were running lines, she wanted me to get my voice down and get a little bit more gruff in my octave. And so she said, you got to get down in the dirt. And so she said, literally, get down in the dirt. So I got on my knees in her study on the ground as if there were dirt below me. And I got down in the dirt. And so we went through methods like that along with the lines and started to go on the journey that developed Bill Barnaby.
And that's so interesting because there are so many emotionally driven and passionate scenes within this film, especially the ones that you play. So as an actor, how did you honestly offset? How did you get out of that role? How did you get out of character? Because it's such a passionate role.
Get out of it. I'm a jokester, so it's very easy for me to transition from something dramatic and serious and then turn right to pulling some kind of joke on Arlette or something. I don't know if she always appreciated it in the heat of the moment. But that's I use humor to get out of any situation that is somewhat you know, and it's time to transition. But it was looking at the script, and that, you know, and understanding his backstory and where the story was going, and being in that moment is what helped me get to where I needed to go for Bill Barnaby's experience. And then to answer your question, to come out of that, it's not very hard for me at all.
All right. And Mrs. Thomas-Fletcher, you mentioned, you know, in the beginning of this interview that you're a Christian. So what made you decide to make this story and film faith-based?
Well, I love Westerns, been watching them since I was probably about 1 or 2 years old with my dad. And Tombstone is one of my favorite Westerns. And when I was watching it, I just was moved by Val Kilmer's you know, performance. And I really wanted to consider doing a Christian Western. I said, you know, I would love to do a Christian Western. I said, I wonder if I can do that. And I mean, you know, just, you know, his famous line, I'm your huckleberry. I mean, he just pulled it off so well. And Kurt Russell, oh my goodness, was so wonderful. And Sam Elliott, you know, they're just phenomenal. But I just felt like it would be great to tell that story. You know, and I, believe it or not, I started writing it right while I was watching the Western. I was inspired and I started writing it. And my sons and my husband were watching it with me. And I said, what do y'all think of this? And I read some. He said, oh, that sounds good. And I said, really? I said, oh, I'm keep on writing. So I kept on, had my computer, because I'm very prolific. I love to write. So, you know, that's kind of how it came. It was, you know, something that God truly inspired me to do. And I'm excited that it actually turned out so well.
And it did. And you know what? I personally can relate to that because I love Sidney Poitier's films. When he did old Western films, incredible. So I definitely relate to you on that level. And Lamont, I want to toss to you. How did you react when you watched the final edit of this film?
I was somewhat amazed. Again, like I said, that was my first opportunity to be in a feature film. So when we first watched the final edit was with all the cast and crew, and there was a lot of elbow bumping and and laughing, and actually taking you back to moments on set of what was going on set to get to that moment and right after cut. So it was those kind of moments, but it was enjoyable.
And, you know, speaking of life on set, are there any funny stories that you would like to share?
You go, Arlette.
Well, one is when we had horses that were supposed to be trained not to respond to gunfire. So when the gun was shot, the horse ran off. And we were like, what? Where's the horse going? And Lamont, who we feel is not necessarily a person that would run after and catch a horse, reached out and grabbed the reins of the horse and stopped it. Now, horses don't stop for everyone. Oftentimes, they will pull you down the road. But he reached out and grabbed that horse, and that horse stopped for him. And I was like, and here we're running up the hill, and the hill's like a wall. And the horse is just taking it like a horse, running. And we're just running like, you know, trying to get up there to get it. And he's standing there all confident at the top of the hill, like, you trying to get him? And, you know, we got the horse, and I was like, oh my goodness.
What Arlette failed to understand was all my training as a Secret Service and the other roles I played prepared me for in an emergency, you just react.
Well, you definitely did. And I was very impressed.
All right. Well, we can wrap up right here. Thank you guys so much for this interview.
Thank you for having us. It was great.
Absolutely my pleasure, anytime. And congratulations on all your future endeavors and success.
All right. Thank you so much, Arlette Thomas-Fletcher and Lamont Easter, for joining us today. The Lonesome Trail is available now on all digital platforms. I'm Ashleigh Clyde, reporting for Kids First. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with interviews just like this. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Larcy, I don't have to.